What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shaq Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the check and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. Word up. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shaq Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the check and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. Word up.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Wednesday morning as we bring you Tingle and Co. We appreciate you starting your day with us every single day, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. I've got Lloyd, Poggi, Wyatt in the studio with me, and Poggi deserves 2 claps early this morning because we're 1-0 on Poggi's picks.
There we
last
go.
night. Wasn't a
1-0.
okay. It wasn't a. Wasn't very calm if you bet it, right? It was a 1-point victory on a money line.
It wasn't the freest thing in the entire world, but a win is a win, man.
Hey, sometimes it's good to sweat.
Yeah.
1-0 for Poggi. Not only were you successful, it was also fun because you had to sweat it out a little bit.
Exactly. And you got to hang out with Will Wade.
You did?
You got to
You
see
did?
Will Wade.
You get to root for it. Felt like you earned your money.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So 2 claps for Poggi as we are 1-0 on Poggi's picks. Ready? Shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. Poggi's picks would not be possible if it wasn't for FanDuel, because that's where you cash your bet right there with FanDuel. We appreciate FanDuel. They've partnered up with us for the year of 2026, and they help bring you our show. Today, Poggi, do you have a pick locked and loaded?
I do.
Poggi's pick today
It is.
brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
It's going to be a little bit scarier,
Okay.
but it should be fun. Stanford plays Clemson
Okay.
today. Clemson is good, top 3 in the ACC. Stanford, not as much, bottom half. It is at Stanford, plus 136 was the line. Pretty sure it was 3.5. I like 3.5. Take Clemson, Stanford plus 3.5.
Stanford
against
plus
home dog.
3.5
Yep.
against Clemson. Let's see if I can find that game. I don't know why it won't pop up. But Stanford plus 3.5 against Clemson. There it is. Number 20 Clemson at Stanford, 9 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you stay up
Oh,
late.
it's something to do.
Yeah, little upset.
Or you can just
after dark.
sprinkle a little bit and then go night and then wake up in the
Wake up.
morning and see what you got.
Maybe
That's
he's
the
best.
sleeping.
Make
I
money
love
in your,
doing
make
that.
money in your sleep.
You ever hit the Korean ping pong circuit? You wake up with like $300 in your account. You're like, this is fucking awesome.
Stanford plus 3.5 at home as the dogs against Clemson. There's Poggi's pick for tonight, brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And of course, we'll obviously get you set up for Super Bowl Sunday with our friends at FanDuel as well. But we appreciate all of you getting in here this morning, starting your morning with us, as it is a busy Wednesday around Baton Rouge. This morning for us, we've got Jacques Doucet joining us in a little over 20 minutes at 8:30 this morning. to talk some LSU football, LSU athletics, preview Lane Kiffin's press conference today at 2 p.m. The Tigers head coach will meet with the media, and obviously Jacques will be there. And he might get first question. We'll see.
It's
We'll
back
ask
up for
him about
grabs. It used to be Bryce Kuhn
Bryce Kuhn
had a
was
vice
locked and
grip on that
Yep.
microphone. Where did I go? How does
Not
that
there.
keep happening?
It's okay. He was ready with question number 1. So it'll be interesting to see where that turns in the new era. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's JD, because he's been around the block and he's the best in the business. He'll join us at 8:30. We will also talk LSU baseball at 9 a.m. with Jason Armstrong. If you don't recognize that name, that is at Inside LSU Baseball on Twitter. I recommend you go give that a follow right now before baseball season gets started, because he does excellent work there. And he did a great job during baseball season last year coming on our show. He hopped on a couple times during Omaha, as well as a few times during the offseason during the fall to help you get previewed and ready for the season. He'll join us at 9 a.m. Because he's done a great job keeping up with everything around Jay Johnson's program up to this point. So he'll join us at 9 a.m. to talk some LSU baseball. Then we'll close it out after that. But like we said, 2 p.m. today, Lane Kiffin will meet with the media for the first time, really, since his introductory press conference. He spoke at the little breakfast deal, but you heard JD talk about it last week. They got lucky that they had a camera there. The camera wasn't there. They didn't send someone there to cover for WFB Sports. They didn't know Kiffin was going to be a part of it. They were just trying to get some video for the news channel, and ended up being Kiffin speaking, and they just so happened to have the camera there. But Kiffin will meet with the local media for the first time since he was introduced as LSU head coach on December 1st. He has a 2 p.m. press conference set for Wednesday to discuss the transfer portal class, high school signees, new coaches on staff, etc. And that's where Wyatt had a great idea and put it out on our Twitter last night. Wyatt, what did you put out after the press conference was announced yesterday?
I basically asked Tiger Nation if they had one question to ask Lane Kiffin at this press conference, what would it be? And it's fun. I've been thinking about this for like a month now.
Of course.
Like, when there is a press conference, what would I ask him? And the thing that I want to know most, I think most of the questions that you're going to want to ask are going to be asked regardless, like about the quarterback situation, the portal class, the recruiting class, all that. What I would really love to get some inside info on from Lane Kiffin is, how does the scouting process work in the portal? You go from a guy entering the portal to, LSU has interest, to he's on his visit, to he commits and signs his paperwork. I would love to know how that process all works, because you're talking about, you got 10 on-field coaches, you've got maybe 20, 30 player personnel guys scouting, watching film, but there are literal thousands of guys in the portal.
Right.
And so, not so much for a guy like a Jordan Seaton or a Sam Levitt, because when they enter the portal, you know what you're kind of getting there. I'm sure there's not much scouting going on there. But for a guy like a Zach Grace, right, like an H-back, didn't have a single stat for Oregon last season. How does that process work? Are you getting tipped off by somebody on the West Coast saying this is a guy you may want? Or do you have guys who are like really that deep in the weeds scouting saying this is a guy I would love to see? I don't know. I would love to know what that process looks like from Lane Kiffin's point of view. How much film and scouting is he actually doing? How much of it is the support staff? What's Billy Glasscock's role? I don't know. I've just always found that really interesting.
No, that is an interesting question. I think because, like you said, they do such a good job not only identifying – it's easy to identify the top talent. Like Jordan Seaton's, when they pop up, it doesn't take much.
There's no film watching.
Right, no.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, you know what the deal is there. But they do such a good job at identifying talent. And it is very interesting to know what their process would be. Poggi and Lloyd, what's the top question on y'all's mind going into the first time he meets with the media after a successful offseason up to this point?
I would ask Lane, does the departure from Ole Miss, like obviously you've seen the effort he put out, was it going to be that way anyway, or do you really feel like you need to vindicate yourself in your decision? Yeah. And that's why you've kind of done this portal dance a little bit harder, recruited a little bit harder from what we've seen.
Right.
And so that would be my question, just to see,
That's a good one.
Is this a newfound
energy?
Right. Is the energy coming from LSU, or is it coming
Yeah.
from like operating out of spite?
That's a good question. I guess I would probably, like you said, everybody's going to ask about
Right. You got the layup
players
questions.
and
Yeah.
all that. I really do want to know what he's going to do with maybe a 2-quarterback system.
Yeah.
And like we talked about yesterday with plugging guys in and, you know, maybe having an offensive lineman go in there for a wildcat, something like that. Maybe just like want to ask if he thinks that this lineup or this situation that he's in will help him down the road in the way of play calling and the way he operates as an offensive play caller. If he likes this situation better than he's had in the past.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think those are all really good questions. I think if I were to ask one, and I think it might have been a comment or reply under your tweet. I might have seen it, and I think it just resonated with me. But the interesting one to me, and it would maybe be a Lane and the whole staff kind of question, but it's in a roster like this where there's this much turnover and this many new faces, right? They brought in, 43 with the late addition from the portal, 15 or so high school guys, and some returners as well. I mean, there's a lot of new faces in the building. So my question would be, how would you measure the gelling of the roster? You know what I mean? Like, what is, as a coach, what are the things you're looking for to know, okay, this is actually meshing pretty well? Because I think there are, I would say, a lot of unknowns to this realm of football from an LSU perspective. Because over the last 4 years, since the sport has changed, there's been some portal classes, right? The biggest one was last offseason. That was 18 players, right? And they were all kind of one-year mercenaries in a sense. You knew where they were going to plug and play. And I think now you have a massive overhaul in front of you. And so as a coach, what is your identification process? And, okay, this is starting to mesh and gel well. Because I think that's what a lot of people's concern would be as well, is how are they going to gel? Are they going to be able to play together? And so I think it's going to be a very interesting press conference just from the standpoint of there are so many unknowns going into 2026. There are so much has transpired since the last time he spoke to the media, right? He gets introduced, and then it rolls right into early signing day, into the transfer portal, into recruiting prior to the dead period. All of that is now transpired. So much has happened, and now he's speaking again. There's going to be a lot of questions. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of what everyone wants to hear, because I do think the quarterback question is going to be on everyone's mind. Sam Leavitt missing spring, Longstreet, and why can't I think of the other guy's name? Landon Clark, getting some snaps during spring. What else do we have here?
It's been 2 months since that opening press conference.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I just looked at the date. It was December 1st. We're at February 4th. That seems like yesterday that we were introducing him, and it's been 2 months and 3 days.
It's flown by, and with how fast it's gone by, there's also been so much that's happened.
Right.
Like, I mean, since he's gotten here, it's just been
Constant.
the snowball of all these things going on, whether it's, like I said, high school recruiting to portal recruiting to retaining staff. I think it'll be interesting to ask him, Blake Baker, right? What about Blake Baker did you see or know that made you go, no, I want to keep him here, right?
He's holding me to 20 points.
I think that would be probably the easiest answer.
Yeah.
Is I've played him now twice as the LSU DC in 24 and 25. And
He scored 23 and 24.
23 and 24.
Yeah, Matt House defense a little easier.
Yeah.
Scored 60.
And that was Christian's question that he commented underneath. I don't know if anybody. He said, "Coach, what would your record be if you had 2023 LSU's roster?"
I mean,
Which was
I don't think it changes much.
probably not that much.
Because the offense was good regardless.
Yes.
Could
the offense get better? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
They only punted like 20 times.
The other question I would like to ask him, if he had been at Ole Miss if they had allowed him to coach through the playoff, which is what he wanted,
Right.
contradictory to what Ole Miss fans will tell you. He begged and pleaded, wanted to coach them throughout the playoffs. How would this process have been different? How would this portal class be different?
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, if he'd have coached Ole Miss until December 10th or January 10th, there's no way you get the same portal class
No
that you
chance.
have right now. And I would love to know how that process would have been different and
Yeah.
how he would have gone about that. And I don't even know if he has that answer. I don't even know if he knows how he would have done that.
No, I don't. I think that is a massive domino that we can kind of look over a little bit. Lloyd?
Oh, I'm just gonna say, Coach, if they'd have let you coach at Ole Miss, are they national champions?
That's
That is,
That's a great question.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They lost by 4. You don't think your head coach could maybe swing it just a little bit?
I know. I think 100%. I remember watching the Miami game going, Lane Kiffin does not get in the end. He doesn't settle for 3 on a couple of these possessions when they
so you
settle
could
for
lose
3.
by more, but you could have won and
Right.
coached in a national championship
Right.
game. But that was not the case. But I thought your question was very. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but I
no,
just
you're
thought
good.
that.
I agree. Well, and I think that it's an interesting domino that we kind of forget about now as
It was
it's kind
such a
of
non-starter.
transpired, right?
Yeah.
Is like, no, he wanted to stay at Ole Miss, and LSU was okay with him coaching there.
Yep.
How different would this have been, right? And that was kind of our point when me and you talked about it when it was first happening, was like, this is best for LSU. Like, even though Kiffin wants to close this thing out, Ole Miss putting a deadline and an ultimatum on it is win-win for LSU at that point. Because even if Kiffin stays at Ole Miss, it happens faster, and you can turn your attention to whoever the next guy is.
Right.
But if he's leaving to come to LSU, it gets him here quicker. Like, I mean, if he would have stayed until the 10th, I mean, he would have missed the early
20th,
signing
even
period.
if they'd have made it to the Natty.
Right, he would have
Like,
missed the early signing period and majority of the portal
Right.
window. So, I mean, how different would it have looked? Would you have been able to close on a Levitt or a Seton and
You don't have the time.
all of those
He's not
things?
jet setting around to go see
No.
Seton, to go see Levitt, to
Right.
go do the things that he needed to do to
Because you're trying to
close.
scout and win.
Well,
go get
yeah,
Wall Street.
can you tamper for another school? Like, if he was the Ole Miss head coach and recruiting for LSU of portal players, just not like Ole Miss's roster,
right.
just in totality. It's like, wait, coach at Ole Miss or LSU? No, this is the LSU conversation we're trying to have. Like,
Right.
okay, and it's I don't know how any of that looks, but he certainly would not have had the ability to do
No.
what he did because, and that's when you look at if you just read how the whole thing played out and looked at the situation, you'd be like, you would think that the roles were reversed and it was LSU setting a ultimatum.
Right,
for,
right. No, you have to
need
be here now. Yeah.
And that's where some people got with some of the coaching staff was
It
with
got to
Charlie
that point,
Weis,
yeah.
where it's like they won and then they upset Georgia. It's like, too bad, you need to come back and work. And they're like, no, they're going to continue to coach over at Ole Miss until this thing is over. This
Yeah.
is the chance you take. And that's why I say if it was flipped and you just looked at it without either school, it'd be like, it feels like LSU was the one trying to strong-arm Lane Kiffin to coming back, and it was the opposite.
I mean, could you even
They're paying him for bowl wins.
right,
He's not
right,
there.
right,
Right.
right. Could you even retain Blake Baker
Right.
if Kiffin's not here?
Right.
You know, like Kiff and the whole offensive staff are still in Oxford coaching, even though they're coming to LSU. But how it all could have looked very, very different, and I think it's something that we kind of can gloss over a little bit.
That's what Ole Miss was done.
Yeah, and so
100%.
yeah, I mean they helped LSU, and the totality of it all they did.
And hurt themselves.
And hurt themselves. We will.
Oh, because you got scared.
We'll get Jacques Doucet's thoughts in a little under 10 minutes. He'll join us at 8:30 this morning to talk about it. But speaking of Lane Kiffin's staff, one piece that I did want to bring up before JD joins us is Charlie Weis Jr. has now rejected 2 NFL jobs to stay in Baton Rouge. Connor J. Hughes, at Connor_J_Hughes on Twitter, is an NFL reporter where he covers the Jets and the Giants. He tweets yesterday.
Oh, what a sad existence.
Ooh, rough. There was a strong desire from the hashtag Giants to get Charlie Weis Jr. to New York, specifically for Jackson Dart. The young QB loves him from their time together at Ole Miss. Ultimately, Weis didn't want to leave LSU. So you hear it there. Weis turned down another NFL opportunity It would have been to be the offensive coordinator for the New York Football Giants with head coach John Harbaugh now in New York. So this will be the second pro job he's turned down. He also turned down the Philadelphia Eagles OC opportunity to stay in Baton Rouge. And look, that is, like I've said last time, it's huge for the PR of LSU to sit back and say your OC's turning down NFL jobs to stay here, right? This whole pitch that it's just different and that this is a destination job, right? That was the argument against Ole Miss for LSU is Ole Miss is a stepping stone program. LSU is a destination job, right? So if you're Lane Kiffin and you go to Ole Miss, it's ultimately because there's another step, another jump up going from Ole Miss to LSU. From LSU, where's the promotion, right? It would be the NFL, right? That's where Nick left to go. And as of right now, your offensive coordinator has now twice been offered that opportunity to take the leap from LSU to the NFL without ever coaching at LSU yet, right? It's not like they've coached these games and it's in the middle of the season. This is in the offseason. They haven't done anything yet from a football standpoint. But it should also inspire confidence because it says this is the destination job we believe it is, and also Charlie Weis Jr.'s bought in on something. He's fired up about something that he's willing to stick around here instead of taking that leap. He's confident in what's going on in Baton Rouge at LSU to stick around and say, you know what? If I want to take that leap, that time will come. There'll be more opportunities down the line because what we're doing here is going to be awesome. And so it just reading things like that and seeing that just inspires confidence in what LSU has under Lane Kiffin in Baton Rouge right now. Because if it's not something that you're really all that bought in on, when the NFL comes calling, really especially this Giants gig, where it's your former quarterback in Jackson Dart, it's a Super Bowl winning head coach in John Harbaugh. Like, I would assume probably an attractive spot for a guy like Charlie Weis Jr. And that's just me assuming because, like I said, it's his former quarterback. It's a Super Bowl winning coach. It's the New York Football Giants, one of the biggest brands in NFL football.
It's the NFL.
But and it's the NFL. But he's turning it down to stay in Baton Rouge, which means he believes there's something really special going on in Baton Rouge right now at LSU. What Lane Kiffin and his staff are putting together.
He's only 32.
And the time will come. Patience, young Padawan.
Yes.
Don't rush into it. Because if they are building what I'm sure Charlie Weis Jr. believes they're building in Baton Rouge right now, the promotion will only get better. If this is where it's at right now, imagine 3 years down the line what they do at LSU in that span, what it could look like then.
Did he go to school?
Charlie Weis Jr.?
Yeah.
School of football, son.
That's what it looks like.
I have no idea. I don't know
Offensive quality control at Florida in 2011. That's at high school.
So 2011.
Yeah, that's literally
he's
15 years ago. That's
You'd have been a
15
senior
years
in high
ago.
school.
You were a senior in high school at that point.
No, see, I'm 1 year older. I'm a year
Okay.
older than him. So that's what I'm saying. It would have been his
Wow.
senior year of high school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He went to the School of Football, cuz.
He did, and then he went, and it says Kansas team manager, and that's his alma mater. So I guess he graduated in 3 years.
Where were you at, Lloyd? Why weren't you coaching these
I
kids
was
up?
at the school of radio, cuz.
Rocking and
go.
rolling.
I did. I started in 2011. I started working in the radio.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he was the team manager at Kansas, where that's I'm assuming is his college. And then he got out of that and he became an offensive assistant at Alabama straight out, Atlanta Falcons right after that, FAU after that, South Florida, Ole Miss, and now LSU, where he is the offensive coordinator. So there was an opportunity for him to take that next leap, but he's sticking around in Baton Rouge. It's huge for LSU, Lane Kiffin, and what's to come. We will take a quick break here, continue the LSU football conversation at 8:30 a.m. this morning. We'll come right back from break with Jacques Doucet from WAFB Sports, the best in the business, right after this.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Branding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here to hour number one as we open up the show this morning with the best in the business. The sports director from WAFB, Jacques Doucet, will join us this morning as we get ready for Lane Kiffin's first time speaking with the media since he was originally introduced as the LSU head football coach. JD, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Noah, good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. We're ready for 2 p.m., as I'm sure you are as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I saw some tents. I saw some people camping out. I think there's a line around the building. I mean, I think it's like Taylor Swift tickets went on sale or something. You know, they're all lining up. Well, that's dated. We don't do that anymore. We do it on our phone. But
right.
Yeah. But no, yeah, looking forward to hearing him talk today.
Yeah, and my question, or I guess the excitement around today's press conference is, I mean, because the last time you spoke, so much has transpired since then, right? Everything that's gone on since the last time you heard from him, from high school recruiting to portal to coaching staff changes and retention, everything that's transpired since then has led to the excitement around hearing him speak today.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting behind the scenes, what's the conversation between Lane Kiffin and Michael Bonnet and the people who do sports information? Like, how long do we want this thing to go? Because, I mean, I think it could go an hour easy, right, if they let it. You know, Brian Kelly's Monday pressers, or they would usually go 20 minutes, 25. So maybe it'll be around that time frame today. I don't know if we're going to get half an hour or so. But, yeah, like you said, since December the 1st, the roster, all the new players that have come in, whether it's through the high school ranks or from the transfer portal, you could probably spend 5-10 minutes alone talking about your quarterbacks, right, the 3 quarterbacks you got, and talking about Levitt. What's his injury status? Will he be ready to go for Clemson? You can talk about what they got: 10, 11 new offensive linemen, 10, 11 new wide receivers. I mean, the entire roster, for the most part, is being rebuilt. And then, like you said, I think, including Kiffin, there's 13 new coaches on the staff. You could ask him about retaining Blake Baker. These are all things that he hasn't. Now, he talks all the time through Twitter.
Right.
In terms of being in front of a microphone or giving the sound, I think he did an interview during the Texas Bowl briefly. And then he went and spoke at that Greater Baton Rouge breakfast that the Business Report puts on. I think he talked for about 12, 15 minutes at that. So, but yeah, I think there's just so many questions that people could ask, and then you could even get to the lighthearted stuff about his Twitter and Juice Kiffin and all this other stuff.
Cookie.
So, yeah, Cookie. Things that people ask me about that I have no idea what they're talking about, and it's like, what do you mean you don't know about that? I mean, hey, U-High picking up a big kid out of the transfer portal in Knox Kiffin to play quarterback this year. I mean, so I'm looking forward to hearing it. I was texting with Keontae, who does the LSU softball media. They had scheduled they play their first game tomorrow. They open the season tomorrow night. They've got something scheduled today at 1:00 with 2 players and Coach Torino. I'm like, well, I may have to get the first player or so, but I have to run next door to set up and get ready for Kiffin at 2:00 because I imagine there's going to be a lot of people there today.
I would assume. I want to get your thoughts on something Kiffin's done kind of since the wrapping of the transfer portal. You obviously have very good relationships around the area with high school programs, high school coaches, and something Kiffin's done a good job of over the last week or so has been hitting the recruiting trail, getting out to these schools, getting into the building, taking pictures with players or coaches, or just posting a picture of the school on social media. Whenever you see the job he's done from that standpoint, how much does it mean to these schools, these coaches, and these athletes to see the LSU coach not only on their campus talking to them, but posting it on social media and allowing the world to see as well?
Well, I think it shows that the guy's engaged totally. And I was having this conversation with former LSU baseball star Kate Belosa about Jay Johnson. And he said, when your leader is your hardest worker, it's easy to follow. It's a lot different than somebody shouting out a bunch of instructions and they don't do the same thing you do. They're not in the boat with you. And I think that both Jay and Lane have this kind of, they're both really hard workers that don't stop moving, but I think both of them maybe kind of have this feeling of this joyous, youthful kid in the sandbox, and their sandbox is Tiger Stadium or Relic Box Stadium. It's like, I can't believe I'm getting to run the LSU football program or LSU baseball program. And for Kiffin, relationships, I think, are important to get out and to break the ice with these high school coaches and these players. And it's obviously, you can't put up an entire wall around the state of Louisiana. I agreed with when Brian Kelly used to say that, but obviously your best players need to stay home. And we saw that in the final week of his recruiting, at least the high school, to get Richard Anderson and Lamar Brown to come over and stay in state. That was very important. So I think it's good. And he's just tweeting all the time. I mean, whether it's a menu at a restaurant or from the plane of Southern's campus, it's just he's just youthful and a kid in a candy store at LSU at the moment. And is it oversharing? Is it too much? I don't know, but certainly there's a lot of importance placed these days on branding and capturing every single moment. In the old days, LSU played a bowl game and they went away and you didn't see them again until spring football. Now it's like almost every moment of every day is documented. You guys remember the comedian that passed away, Norm Macdonald?
Yes.
Yeah. he did a stand up one time. He's like, remember when everybody had just one picture of their grandfather? Here he is. Today it's like, hey, you want to see 6,029 pictures of my grandfather.
Right.
So, that's the way, everything is documented, pictures, videos, and all that, and he's perfect for that, for sure.
Yeah, because it does feel like, I guess before, Lane Kiffin does feel like he's one of one when it comes to the social media stuff, but it used to be this pressure would be, there's, precedent where there's, I guess, pressure on it for people to want to get out and cover it. It feels like there's no anonymity with Lane. It's because there's this almost omnipresence of him on Twitter where it feels like you know him a little bit. Does that help going into, I guess, make your job easier or harder when you try to differentiate between what to ask and what you feel like you already know?
Yeah, I think, Lloyd, it's kind of a paradox because when he's on social media, it's lots of sharing, it's lots of, flow with him. And then in person at a press conference behind a microphone, not that he doesn't say anything, but I mean, just the little bit I've seen, he's good. But you've heard people over there that cover him say maybe he just doesn't say a whole lot. So it'll be interesting to see today how much he does say and share.
It's like texting a girl on to get to the first date, and then you're like, oh man, she's got this, this massive personality. Whenever we text and you meet her in person, it's like, oh, you're a little bit more shy. You're a little bit more shy than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. The Texas, it's like a tennis match. You're going back and forth, and you got a good flow going, and then you sit down at the restaurant. You're both staring at your waters, and so how was your day today? It was good. How was yours? And it's like, what are we talking about here? Do we have any kind of chemistry in person? Right.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother subject, right?
You get catfished.
Society, and you're gonna sound like the old man. I went to a restaurant. I saw 10 kids, and they were all on their phones. They wouldn't talk to one another. So, yeah. I mean, it's and I was kind of we did a sit down with Jay Johnson, and I asked him, how, you're the head baseball coach at LSU. You're not a shouter or a yeller. You don't berate people, but this is LSU. The standard's high. How do you deliver tough love? And he said, you're honest. And I thought one thing he said was interesting is you keep it in-house. And I think that is one downfall of these social media platforms is that some people go on these things and they share things that they just should not share. You should not be sharing the conversation between you and the coach behind the scenes and what he told you to try to get you better. And there's some things that, hey, that's kind of for the two of you, or that's to keep that in house. And so, but I think that everything that Kiffin shares is kind of fun stuff, positive energy stuff. I know there was a little controversy last week about a hat and some other stuff, but for the most part, I think everyone enjoys the fact that, hey, I can tweet at the LSU football coach and he might answer me.
Right.
So I think that's helpful.
In other LSU sports news, the LSU women's basketball team seems to have really hit their stride as they started off on an 0-2 skid in SEC play and have just flipped a switch and been dominant since. What have you seen from Kim Mulkey and her crew up to this point?
Yeah, I mean, the 0-2 start, the Kentucky game that they lost basically at the buzzer is a game I've seen them win, it feels like 100 times, where they always kind of grind it out and find a way to make it happen. It didn't happen that night. Then they kind of let a lead get away against Vanderbilt, and their backs were kind of against the wall early on. They grind out the win at Georgia, and then the huge home win over Texas when Texas was number 2 in the country really got them going. So that game Sunday was, I think, maybe not their biggest win because they beat Texas, like I said, but that's the best they've looked all year. Yeah. I mean, you can't really say, hey, they could have played better. I don't think they could have played better than what they did on Sunday in terms of defense and the way they were shooting and passing the ball. There was some Pistol Pete stuff going on out there, the behind the back passes and all that. It was fun. I mean, Bama just ran into a buzzsaw. So kind of like Kim Mulkey said, you wish you could bottle this up and carry it with you. And so you look at Jada Richard, I think that she might be the biggest key to the team.
Right.
maybe what they've been missing since they won the national championship and they had Alexis Morris running things. Haley Van Lith didn't fit, and then last year they couldn't really find what to do there. We know about Michaela Williams and Flau'jae Johnson. We know what they bring to the table. I think Kate Caval was kind of moving at a different speed than everybody else for a while, but I think she's starting to get her confidence, and she just hadn't played a whole lot too. She's young. She was a freshman last year, so hopefully, she can give them the presence they need down low. Grace Knox is balling. You got Zakiya Johnson, the freshman. She's playing very well, and who your coach is, and Kim Mulkey, and who you got on the bench, and Bob Starkey, and some others. So yeah, now look, they could, if they don't win at Texas on Thursday night, it's not the end of the world, and we don't need to panic. And obviously, they're going to have a huge Valentine's Day coming up with South Carolina coming in for a Saturday night game at the BMAC. Could be the biggest crowd in modern day history. They've obviously reconfigured the PMAC. It used to seat 15,000. It doesn't seat that anymore, but it'll be packed. And so, it's exciting. I mean, you got a month left. March Madness is around the corner, and hopefully this year they not only make it to the Sweet 16, but it's not 10,000 miles away like it's been the last 2 years. Going to Albany, New York, and Spokane, Washington. I think there's a location in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. That'd be nice to somewhere in Texas. So go down the road, and I think the other one's in San Francisco. So let's try to stay in Texas.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Not only for the media like yourself, but the fan base as well. I'm sure that the team would appreciate being able to have the fans there. My last question for you, JD, this morning. Back to the press conference today. What is the one thing you are most interested to hear about from the LSU head football coach today?
Yeah, man, it's pressure packed. I saw American Idol start last night. Right? It's like you get your one shot. You step in front. You want to, have a good question.
Right.
So, I guess I'm going to think about it this morning. Obviously, I think the big question is Levitt, the foot. How healthy is he? What was the thought process in getting him to be the guy to run the show? Just how do you merge all this, and how important is spring? I think that over the years, spring football, a lot of people kind of rolled their nose up at it and say it's boring and stuff, and that's been true for the most part. But when the bowl game would end or the national championship would end, you would have a clear idea of, okay, these 10, 15 guys are going pro and everybody else is coming back, and then we've got a freshman class. Now with the 62 new players and 13 new coaches, it's like, man, how quickly can you, learn everybody's name and then learn your system and then get your timing down? Because Levitt and these wide receivers, they need to be a fraternity. These guys need to be hanging out all the time. They need to be throwing on their own. They need to be going in the film room on their own, or going to somebody's condo or apartment and watching this stuff and talking and learning and getting to know each other. Because I think that's the big question. How quickly can you merge all these new players and coaches and get them up and running, and have a competitive football team on the fall by September the 5th when you host Clemson? I think that's kind of one big question I have. I'll think about some more things this morning, but typically at the pressers, you might get 2 questions if you're lucky, if you're a media person, and so try to make the most of them.
Yeah, well, that's for sure, JD. What else do y'all have going on over at WFB in this busy time around Baton Rouge?
Well, there's a lot happening. A week from Thursday, we're doing an LSU baseball preseason special for the first time since I've been at Channel 9, which will be 25 years coming up in March. We're doing one. It's February the 12th, 6:30, the day before the season opener against Milwaukee. Quest for Another Dynasty is the title. I tweeted out just a couple of quick pieces. We did a sit-down with Jay Johnson one-on-one. We did a sit-down with Derek Curiel, Stephen Monster Milam, and Jake Brown all together. That was pretty cool. John Eads did a media panel, guys that cover the team. He's got a one-on-one with Nate Yeski, the pitching coach, as well, coming up. We're going to do a sit-down to honor the 20-year anniversary of the LSU Final Four team in 2006. Coach Brady and some guys from that team are coming in this week. We're going to shoot that. I'm doing a Meet Your Neighbor piece on Patrick Wright, who's been doing play-by-play with LSU women's sports for, I believe, 35 years.
Wow.
And some other stuff coming up. We've also got our high school football player of the year. It's going to be a 1-hour special that airs at the end of February. We've chosen the 9 finalists and the winner. We got that coming up. So, yeah, nothing happening. Bored. Nothing to do.
They drop a presser in your lap.
Well, yeah, exactly. Today's signing day, and I had a schedule of all these schools, and then I don't know, was that 8 o'clock last night, 7 o'clock? Yeah. The email came over. I was like, well, we got some changes to our day coming up. And and this Saturday, I'm privileged enough and blessed to be the Grand Marshal in the Mystique, the Mystique de la Capitale parade rolling. So I'll be throwing you something, mister, this weekend if you're out there. It's gonna be like 72 degrees on Saturday. It could be a beautiful spring day. So,
even though the groundhog saw its shadow, it's going to be a beautiful spring day.
Phil.
Yeah. Well, JD,
great movie.
Well, JD, we appreciate you always joining us and hanging out with us on a Wednesday morning. And I'll see you at the press conference, and we'll talk to you again soon.
And I'll see you at the parade.
All right, Lloyd. I'll be looking for you, brother, and I'll be looking for you today. No, I might be in 2 different state of minds at those 2 events.
Sounds about right. And that's weird. I mean, and then Lloyd and I are 2 different state of minds, so it's pretty funny.
Live the parade way at the presser.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. There he is, Jacques Doucet, the sports director over at WFP. He's the best, and man, that's a packed schedule.
It is.
Listening to him roll through what they've got going on, I was like, woof.
Yeah, nothing going on.
Yeah, that is a packed schedule for sure. Some of the 2 claps this morning before we take another break to set up Jason Armstrong of Inside LSU Baseball to open up hour number 2. Flau'jae Johnson is on the Myers-Drysdale top 10 for the midseason. Obviously, Flau'jae has had a very, very impressive start to this year. Myers-Drysdale midseason top 10 goes to the nation's top shooting guard, and so she has made the final 10 there, which is a part of the Naismith Hall of Fame kind of position awards, and Myers-Drysdale is the shooting guard position award. Flau'jae made the top 10 for that here in the midseason. So 2 claps, or 4 claps. Big foe. Ready. Also, some more awards. These are preseason awards, as Derek Curiel, preseason first-team All-American from Baseball America there. First-team All-American preseason. I don't think anyone's surprised, right?
Yeah.
Not only did he have a beyond impressive freshman season, he has now made the jump over to center field, where he was always the plan. He wanted to go the DC route, right? Start in one spot, right? Like Cruz was in right field his freshman year, and then made the jump over to center field, and obviously won a national championship. Curiel's already got one, going for number 2. But 2 claps for Derek Curiel, first team All-American. Ready. Monster Milam, top 50 shortstops dropped by D1 Baseball. And Milam comes in at number 5. Number 5 on the D1 Baseball top 50 shortstops. Top 5 shortstop for the Tigers. And I think by the time this year's over, he will jump from that number. I think it'll be a little bit higher. But I'm
glad to see him get the respect of 5.
Right.
Feels like he's still kind of gone under the radar.
A little bit. And I think a lot of that can have to do with some people look at it from an MLB draft perspective, and I think people slot him as a second baseman in the MLB draft is what I've seen. But he's number 5 shortstop via D1 Baseball's top 50 shortstops. I believe your guy from UCLA is probably number 1.
Justin LeBron.
LeBron from
sure
Alabama is probably up there.
I was trying to look at who the top 5 are, but it's not letting me.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to have to hop behind a paywall if I had to guess. But Milam Number 5, top 50 shortstops. 2 claps. Ready. We've also got, let's see, this was sent to me by Lloyd last night with the caption, maybe Les was right.
Yes,
Or maybe Les wasn't that wrong.
Yeah.
Is the real way to look at
Yeah.
it. Les wasn't right, but maybe he wasn't that wrong. I mean, I can see, if you watch this clip, you can see the vision.
The funny, I was watching this game. I just put it on, and I was like, let's see what it's all about. Then I saw Jamar line up at safety.
Right.
And I was like, well, now I do kind of want to
Oh,
watch.
I could get behind this.
yeah. And I was
let's
like, this
see.
is kind of cool. And so they have Jamar playing defense.
What a grab.
And he immediately, first play before this, they run something very similar. He gets a hand on it, almost picks it off. And I was like, they shouldn't do that again. And then Jamar
They didn't listen to you.
has no.
Oh, yeah, right there on the sideline.
Like, what are we thinking?
What are we doing here? Let's land this clean, please.
Yeah, but
You almost would rather them land on their
Tush.
tush rather than, you know.
But unbelievable play by.
Through the process of being recruited by LSU originally, Les looked at him and wanted him to play corner, wanted him to be a DB.
And he took that so seriously, he said, I'm going to commit to Kansas.
Right, and then he ends up obviously being one of the greatest LSU wide receivers, if not the greatest LSU wide receiver, and he's one of the best in the NFL as well. But I can see the vision.
It would have been fun to see
I don't want
him.
to say Les was right, but
Wasn't that
if
wrong?
he had committed all of his time to playing cornerback, I think he's a first-round pick.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, see, we did a 2019.
Yeah, I mean,
a 2019 LSU draft, like where you draft like certain positions just from that 2019 roster, which is
Right.
crazy that you can do that from one roster.
Yeah.
And there was a wild card player, right? So each of us got one player that could play on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. And I think, obviously you've got Stingley,
Right.
play both ways. And then the next one was like, I mean, you're telling me Jamar can't play receiver and DB? Like,
he can.
Safety.
I mean, because watching that, elite.
One-hand
elite.
grab with the ball on the
Just a player,
Yeah.
man. Just a player.
Just a player.
So 2 claps for Jamar Chase. Ready. We've got some 2 boos in there this morning as well. Wyatt, was that you?
Yes, this was me. This is a disgusting clip.
So give the lowdown of the clip before we run it.
So basically, Colin Cowherd's talking on his show, as he does with Lincoln Riley, which it's a very West Coast-based show, so it makes sense. But he basically, the quote that everyone's talking about is, now there's not just one part of the country paying players. Everybody's able to do it, and it's a great thing. This is coming from Lincoln Riley, the USC head coach.
USC never
Had
paid
a
players.
fucking Heisman taken away, but yeah, thank God everybody can pay players now. I mean, I don't understand the discourse where it's like, oh, only the SEC
Right.
was paying players for like 20 years. Like, why do we do that? I don't understand why. Like, everyone was paying players. Maybe the SEC did it to a higher extent.
It was
but
maybe a
we're
little
not
bit
going to
better.
act like USC was like, well, you're going to have to get your Jamba Juice job to make sure you got rent because we can't give you anything.
Is
Like,
that-
what are we doing?
Yeah, is that Snoop Dogg on the sideline?
Yeah, like-
is that Will Ferrell? Like, yeah, you can't talk to them. You're a college kid. It's like they're here for you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was exactly everything was above board. And by the way, Lincoln Riley, you also coached in the SEC at Oklahoma. Like,
Well, technically they weren't in the SEC yet, but
no, they were. Did you not have 1
No,
year?
no,
Who did they
weren't.
play then? When LSU 2019? Oh, no, that's when you
That
were
was the
looking
Big
for the
12,
job.
Big
Yes.
12, yeah.
But you went to the SEC.
Well, because technically he was looking for the job and he went USC instead of LSU was the story. I was
yes.
scared of the.
It's still
Scared
like,
of the
you
grind.
don't think Oklahoma was fucking paying players?
Yeah, that's the-
Kyler Murray was a first-round baseball draft pick. You think he came back to school? He was like, "I want to be a Sooner."
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
Over the millions of dollars
Come
that were sitting
on,
over
man.
there.
and you
all
coached
these
him
pay-
from A&M.
Yeah, like all these guys are getting paid. Like, why do we do that?
Yeah.
Like, it's so dumb.
No, I agree.
That's just the old.
And
it's
Colin
like the old
Cowherd's
narrative.
eating it up. Like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
no, this SEC. Man.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
LeBron, we're good.
We're good. We're good, LeBron.
We're good, LeBron. We've got Ben Simmons.
I guess we'll watch the clip. And
Yeah,
watch the clip yet.
run the clip.
I don't get the Indiana story without it, and I love that story. And I don't get the Ole Miss story without it. And I was getting tired of Alabama and Clemson. I like the Blue Bloods. I love the sport. Now that things have
Lincoln's
settled
face.
with the NIL, is there
He's
anything
got how to
you
cook a
love
brisket,
about
man.
it?
He's got
I
a
know it's
smug
not
face,
traditional,
too.
but is there anything you're like, you know what, guys? This part of it is excellent.
I think the parody. I think it's what you said. It's stories that wouldn't have happened before that are happening now. I mean, now now there's not just one part of the country paying players. Everybody's able to do it. And it's a great thing because I do think it's created a much more level playing field, and it's given schools the opportunity to really compete if they want to invest. And I think it's been a great thing for players. We all know there's still parts of it to be worked out. It's obviously not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but it has gotten better. There has been a lot of positives, and I think you're going to continue to see a lot of great stories, a lot of new opportunities for all different types of programs, which I think is really good for the sport as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, shut up, dude. I mean, oh my gosh.
Well, it's unfortunate for him. He just lost his only excuse.
2 thumbs down. Two thumbs down for Lincoln Riley and Colin Cowherd. Both of them get 2 thumbs down.
Colin would be suckling at the teat of Lane Kiffin if he was at USC.
Gosh. Yeah, I mean, 100%. We're gonna play this video for instead of our normal ads for the break. This is Joshua Dobson. Took videos and did like a little days in the life with him during his visit to LSU. We've got it in the document. Shout out to Jace on Twitter who posted it. Shout out to Joshua Dobson who obviously posted it originally. We're going to play this. We'll come right back with LSU baseball with Jason Armstrong who runs Inside LSU Baseball on Twitter. So go check that out and watch Joshua Dobson's visit to LSU.
Calling me on a visit to LSU. First, I get all my luggage packed up in the car. We head over to the airport. Airport about probably 10-15 minutes from my crib. We park our car in the parking garage, getting ready to walk into the airport, get all my bags, do TSA. You know what I'm saying? Check in for the flight. Took off. The flight was about like an hour and a half. We flew right into Baton Rouge. Last time I was here, this is my second time, but we flew into New Orleans and just drove to Baton Rouge. It wasn't bad, like an hour. Got here, got a car. Made it to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? I was dog tired. Right now it's probably like 10, 11. So, and it's a difference. An hour difference. But yeah, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It was probably about 6. Got my LSU tracksuit on. It was tough, I can't lie. Passed by the stadium lit. It's like probably like 2 minutes away from the facility. Walking into the facility, it's my second time here, so I've seen almost everything, but I haven't had a tour. But make it to the weight room. Weight room's kind of big. I think they're redoing it, so it's gonna get bigger. But yeah, then we go into the trophy room, bro. They have every single award you can think of. Like, name it, Joe Burrow, national championship, like, Jaden Daniels, all that. 3 Heismans I think they got. Jim Thorpe's, all that. Jim Thorpe's my position, so, yeah. DBU. But, yeah, we make it to a little presentation, a hype video. Yeah, that joke was lit. That was lit, I can't lie. I can't wait to get back. This is a VR room. They get to watch the teams on the board and then get to act like they're in the game and playing. So yeah, and then we go to the rehab facility. Hot tubs, cold tubs, underwater treadmills, all that. Yeah, and then after that we have a sit down with Marucci. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying, the Marucci bats, my fault. But yeah, he's like a big time guy, he's smart. This is the indoor. I think this is probably one of the most historic indoors in the country. Like, if you know about LSU, that brings back memories. But we toured the campus. I went to the academic facility. I walked to the academic facility. They had an actual class going on. I think the class is able to sit up to like 1,001 people. Like, that's insane. But yeah, this is the academic facility. My mom's a teacher, so you know what I'm saying, she kept us in there for so long. But yeah, then we go see Mike the Tiger. But he was asleep at the time, but he's huge. Yeah, king of the beast. Yeah, then we head back to the facility. This is where they do their podcast and all that at 225 studio. Make it back to the room. And yeah, that was the day. Fast forward, my homeboy got here the next day. Yeah, we went to go get breakfast. Breakfast was so nice. And we go to the stadium. I'm about to do like the NIL thing, NIL LSU thing. It was a nice presentation, just showing like other players and what type of deals they've gotten and all that. But yeah, if you like Raising Cane's, like, you know, it's from Louisiana. The guy who made Raising Cane's went to LSU. Walk into the room, we put together a nice little presentation. But yeah, that was my day. Yeah. Day 3, I guess you could say day 3, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? We go watch the women's girls basketball game. They play Alabama. But yeah, bro, they scored like 100 points. It's insane, bro. When they play South Carolina, it's probably gonna sell out. But yeah, head back to the facility, got some food. This is one of their rooms. We have a meeting with the general manager. Smart guy. I love what he's doing. And then we go see the big man, Lane Kiffin, head coach. And yeah, that was the visit.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2. What a life those top recruits live, huh? There was a days in the life with the number 1 cornerback in the country right there. But we will get to the LSU baseball conversation here as we are 9 days away from first pitch, opening day for LSU against Milwaukee. They play next weekend. We talked to our guy, Jason Armstrong, from Inside LSU Baseball. Like I said, go give his Twitter page a follow. Listen to his podcast as well. He does a great job covering the Tigers, everything around Jay Johnson's program. Jason, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
How you guys doing?
We're doing well, Excited for baseball season to finally arrive, as you can just feel, you can smell it in the air. First pitch is not too far away. What have been some of your takeaways from a handful of the scrimmages that have been played over the last couple of weekends as LSU prepares to get the 2026 season started?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a lot of the same thoughts as probably most people. I mean, I'm excited about this team. I think this team returns a lot of talent. We were lucky to return, a great coaching staff, which is very rare in this day and age of getting your assistants poached and so you return everybody again. And I like it's a great mix that Jay does of, the returning players, then you get the transfer guys and then bringing in the freshmen. I like the team a lot. I think you're led by 3 players, though, and these are the guys that are going to go pretty high in the draft this year. It's Curiel, Milam, and Brown. Those 3 guys, for me, set the tone. I mean, Derek Curiel, I don't have to say anything. He is a special, special player, and LSU fans ought to really take it in because it's rare to get these type of guys to campus.
Yeah.
Something people might not realize is that everybody knows who Connor Griffin is, right? The guy who came, from Mississippi. He's going to potentially play shortstop for the Pirates this year. Up until the start of his senior year in high school, Derek Curiel was the number 1 player in the country, all right, according to Perfect Game. He was ahead of Connor Griffin. Now, after that, I think Connor Griffin grew like 3 feet and, started throwing 100. But this is just a special player. I mean, he only swings and misses at strikes 5% of the time. And that is better than 99% of college hitters. So he goes and he puts on weight. He adds strength. And I think we're in for a treat. I mean, I've said this, but last year his hardest hit ball was 107.5 miles per hour. And this year he hit a ball 110.9. So he's also pulling the ball in the air more, which is very exciting, not just to us, but for scouts. And that's going to help him with his draft stock. And he's just a great, great, great player. I mean, Stephen Milam, you got a 3-year starter who's one of the most clutch big game players in the entire country. We've seen that over the last 2 years. He's another elite contact guy. He's more aggressive than Curiel, so he'll chase some. Doesn't draw as many walks, but he also does not strike out. An 8.9% strikeout rate is top 4% in all of college baseball. So those two guys at the top of your lineup, they're going to hit the ball. And then Jake Brown, you have an extremely confident hitter. Down the stretch, I don't know if there was anyone I'd rather have come up to the plate than Jake Brown. I mean, he batted like something like 325 in SEC play, hit 6 homers, 2 triples, and then he turns around and does the same thing. I think he hit 325 in the 11 postseason games. So you got almost 20 extra base hits, 50 RBI, and here's the thing. He had 110 fewer plate appearances than Derek Curiel.
Wow.
That's like 24 games worth of plate appearances. So I think there's a big jump in power coming for Jake Brown. But for me, those 3 guys are the leaders and will set the tone for this offense.
And my next question to you is, the LSU's not in an unfamiliar spot. Jay Johnson's not in an unfamiliar spot, obviously, winning the Natty in 2023 and then now in 2025. What's the difference between this team in 2026 than the last time they came off of a Natty and that team in 2024 that obviously lost in the regional to North Carolina? What's the difference? What sets this team apart from that one? As they're also coming off of a national championship season?
Well, I think it's a lot of the things we've heard as far as like, one of the things is that you just haven't done it before. So like from a coaching staff perspective, like they haven't been through that. Now they have. So like that experience is a great teacher. But like on the field, I think you've got a lot more coming back. Like if you think about the way that 24 team, I mean, you had Michael Braswell came in. He's your starting shortstop. He hadn't really been a proven guy. Now we love Brazzy, but I'm just saying at the time, you were trying to start Josh Pearson at second base up until Stephen Milam became a legend and demanded he play every day. So you had some spots that, in the outfield, you were doing some different things. You had, like freshmen in right field, and it was just a different team. You have guys this year that were instrumental in last year's accomplishment. Like they played a very big role, and you're going to come back with one of the best starting outfields in the country. Like really, I just think it's a different team altogether.
And then next, a lot of the expectations on this team, you talked about some of those star players from a position standpoint, but there's a lot of pressure on the pitching staff. When you look at the job Jay Johnson's done since arriving to LSU, when you look at Paul Skeens, Ty Floyd, Luke Holman, Gage Jump, and then last year Anderson and Ianson, what are your expectations in that starting rotation for LSU going into 2026?
Yeah, man, this is the one for me because, I think this team's going to hit, okay? But the problem is most of the SEC teams we play are going to hit too, yeah. So you better pitch, all right? So, this staff returns 100 SEC innings, which is more than either of the last 2 years. So, overall, if you tell me that last year's freshman class, Evans, Williams, Schmidt, and Rizzi, if you told me those 4 guys are going to improve and have good years, I think this team's going to be hard to beat because there's just so much versatility in those 4 guys. They can start, long relief, close. Overall, I like, and we'll talk more about it, I like the bullpen depth a whole lot. As long as you can keep the right guys in position, we'll be fine at the middle and ends of games. But you just said it. The biggest key for me is having 2 starters who can get you into the 6th inning of every game. Most teams in our league and around the country do not have that. It's key. And it starts on Friday night to me. Here are the last 3 LSU aces. Paul Skeens, greatest pitcher on the planet. Gage Jump, number 3 prospect in the A's organization, who should be in the big leagues this year. Kate Anderson, number 3 prospect in Seattle's organization. We could very well see later in this year our last 3 Friday night guys in the major leagues at the same time. So we're used to having that bulldog, and now it's Case and Evans' turn to be that guy. I mean, I like I love that Case and Evans. We get him for 2 years, compared to those other three guys I just mentioned. And look, he's got big shoes to fill, but he doesn't have to be perfect right away. He has 4 starts until we hit conference play when we go to Vanderbilt. But I see Case and Evans as the most important player on this entire team. I really do. And look, having 2 starters is a huge, huge thing to me. That's one of the things I'm really looking at.
And when you look at this team in totality, right, last year's team, in my opinion, kind of like we just talked about, I thought the strength of that team was the starting pitching and the defense that they played behind those guys. And I thought they were set up to win 2 out of 3 better than anyone in the country due to Anderson and Ianson. When you look at this 2026 team, what is the strength of this team going into the season? Obviously, that can develop and change as the season goes on. But ahead of opening weekend, what's the strength of the 2026 LSU baseball team?
I think there's 2 things. I think it's going to be the bullpen, and I think the offense. I think this offense is going to hit the heck out the ball. Yeah. I really do. I think the 4 transfers that you brought in are like really, really good. And if you've been watching college baseball, you'll know who they are. I mean, Zach York is like a leadoff hitter trapped in a 300-pound body. Right. Okay, he can hit for power, but and something to keep a watch on. The last 2 years, he homered in his first game of the year. So hopefully we'll see that again this year. That'd be pretty nice. Cool to do it 3 years in a row. But I really like Zach York. I love Braden Simpson, okay? And I know they're going to have position battles, but he kills the ball. I think he is going to and he's always killed the ball. So it's not like he's coming from a small school where it was just about numbers. He hits the ball very, very hard and violently. I think Chase, I always say Chase or Seth Thornton. I don't know if he had a brother. I knew somebody from Holy Cross. I always get his name wrong. Seth Thornton. He hits the ball like we've seen what he's done against our best pitchers last year and in inter squads. He's a very good hitter. And then Trent Caraway was a super famous guy coming out of high school. I like him a lot. I think this team has a good mix of those contact hitters, like I talked about earlier, guys who can really hit for power. I haven't even said Chris Stanfield. This poor guy, he led the team in SEC average last year, and he hit he hit twice as many doubles as Curiel did last year in SEC play. We don't even talk about him. So I think this offense is extremely strong. I don't think you have a lot of – it's going to be a deal where, like, you need that one guy to hit a homer. You know, you're going to have it all throughout the lineup. And then the other one is the bullpen. I do like the arms, the versatility, the different types of looks that you're going to be able to bring in. And look, every year we hear, man, this is the most talented arms we've ever seen. Like, it's always a bunch of good arms, but it's one of those deals where I think that this year we're going to see a lot more matchups. And that's not some kind of genius take. We just watched 2 guys who went out there and as starters and would basically just take care of the game to where, we got through the College World Series using like 5 guys, you know what I mean? So, but I like the offense and I like our bullpen a lot.
And just a small question and that you kind of threw in there when you talked about Zach York. Do you think we see Jay Johnson throw Zach York out as the leadoff hitter in the lineup one day?
Oh my gosh! You know what? What he did it with Beloso. Did we ever see Tommy White lead off?
I would be surprised if not.
I know he's done second. Yeah, I know he's done some fun things like that, but man, that'd be really something, huh? He's such a good hitter though. Like he's not like if you look at him, that he's not like the guy you just put cleanup hitter. Now he might hit cleanup, but he's such a good hitter, man. I really like him a whole lot. And I'm gonna tell you what's even more encouraging is that the numbers he's been putting up at Grand Canyon, like he was the dude at Grand Canyon. Are you pitching to him if you're playing Grand Canyon? Because I'm not.
Right.
But now he's got, elite contact hitters in front of him. He's going to have good hitters in back of him. So that's what I like. You're not going to be able to pitch around a lot of guys on this lineup. It's like who do you want to pitch to? You know?
Yeah, pick your poison. One of the key names that we've talked about a lot on our show. Lloyd is very high on playing catcher for the Tigers. Cade Arambidi. His swing is about as pure as it gets. What do you expect to see the jump from his freshman year, where he was kind of up and down, some spot play, to now taking over that role as LSU's catcher?
When we were entering the fall, I kind of had like, okay, here's my biggest fall storylines. Number one was Cade Arambidi's improvement from last year to this year. Now, I just said I think Casey Evans is the most important player on this team. I think 1B is Cade Arambidi, because if Cade Arambidi is not your guy, boy, I'd like think about last year if Hernandez wasn't ready at the start of the year. Yeah. So like that's what you have in Cerna, and none of us really know a whole lot about Eddie Yaman, so no slight on him, but like you needed Cade Arambidi to be the guy, and the great news is that he was. He really struggled in summer ball too. So I'm watching this going, oh my, what are we going to do behind the plate? If he doesn't get this together. And he had a great fall defensively. Like I think you'd be okay if Cade Arambidi gave you like hit 230 with like 8 home runs this year, but played good defense. I think you'd take that.
Yeah.
But he's hitting the ball, like really hitting the ball. And this is another one. He hits the ball really, really hard, and he hits the ball like on like his barrel percentage, which measures launch angle and like exit velocity, is very, very high, like top of the line in college baseball. And that's what leads to home runs. Launch angle, exit velocity. So he's hitting like really, really hard, and he's going to be a really good bat for us. The big thing with him is spin. He's going to see a lot of breaking pitches. So it's just going to be a matter of making sure, he can get himself into good counts and hit fastballs when they're thrown to him. But I'm very high on Cade Arambidi. He's been compared a lot to the type of power of Jared Jones, to where many scouts said, well, if it doesn't work out at catcher, he could be like a first baseman like Jared Jones was. That's how much power he has. Yeah. So I'm excited about Arambidi.
And real quick, I just wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work out at the catching spot that you do see him get some run at DH, because what he does well behind the plate is just as a catcher is his arm strength, but that's something that hasn't really found its way to college baseball as much as you would see. It's not as utilized as it used to be. And so if he doesn't get the ability to kind of block the ball up, what you saw last year, at least at the beginning, he got better, but there were some runs that he actually gave up behind the plate. So if it's a liability defensively, I think he could still hit his way into the lineup at DH or move him to one of, maybe you're still looking for somebody at third or first, but I do think Arambidi is going to have a role in the lineup just because he hits it too well.
Yeah. I actually feel more confident in his defensive than the offense. Like I'm pretty confident that he's your best defensive catcher. I don't know if he's one of your best 9 hitters. I think he is. He could be, but you have so many good hitters. But you're going to have another catcher play. He's not going to catch every game. And you've got Omar Cerna's in a very was a very big prospect, but you know how it is. I mean, it's not like you have in high school a catching coach. It's so that's a huge jump. That's why you don't see a lot of high school catchers drafted go pro, because they're not going very high in the draft. It's such a big learning curve.
And I want to single out one more name. This was one that you and us, we talked about a lot during the offseason, and I think he's gone under the radar a little bit with all these new guys in the infield and some of the additions there, is John Pearson, who's made the switch into number 11, obviously what Josh wore. But we talked a lot about Big John this offseason, and like I said, I think he's gone under the radar a little bit. What are your expectations for the younger Pearson brother this season?
Yeah, I like John Pearson a lot. I mean, I really do. I would love to see him get at bats. I just think it's a difficult place to be in right now, because you just have so many good hitters. I think maybe where he could have his best shot of impacting games is maybe as a DH. So, say a left-handed pitcher's on the mound, maybe that's a good place for him at DH, because it looks like Caraway's going to be your third baseman, and there's a lot of guys in play at second base. But look, John Pearson can control what he can control and continue to improve. I see him as like an Ethan Fry. Ethan Fry for 2 years, just kind of put the work in spurts, got some opportunities, and then year 3, it was like boom. I think that could be a situation with John Pearson where like next year is like his year. But look, I would love to see him because he is a guy that can hit. I mean, he can really hit, And I will say this, you're talking about next year. You better get LSU this year, okay? Because I'm telling you what, next year, Kason Evans is a junior, right. William Schmidt, Cooper Williams, Maverick Rizzi, if he doesn't get drafted this year high enough, which I think he probably comes back as of right now. You get those 4 guys coming back, along with the Marcos Paz and Reagan Ricken, the recruiting class we got coming in. So how do you like that? LSU's ranked either first or second in every poll this year. And I'm sitting here telling you better beat us this year because next year you're in trouble. We're in a good spot. Good time to be an LSU baseball fan.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a credit to Jay Johnson and the program that he's built, this machine that LSU baseball is. Well, we'll talk to you definitely again soon before the season gets rolling, but definitely throughout LSU baseball season as well. We appreciate you making some time for us this morning.
Always. Y'all have a good one.
You too. There he is, Jason Armstrong, who covers the Tigers for @Inside LSU Baseball. He's got his own podcast and does really, really good work Twitter-wise because you can just hear it when he talks. I mean, he is locked into everything going on around this program from the numbers standpoint. Curry is like the 99th percentile. We've got Milam top 4%. It's just very, very impressive the way he deep dives into this program. But, man, you get fired up when you're talking about it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, closer it gets.
Yeah, it's hard not to because he's right. Like, even if you don't, like you said, if you don't get LSU this year, they've stacked the deck again to be able to make a run in, 2027?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be the consistent success you have with Jay Johnson. It's not they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But this year feels like just as good of year as any to be able to make a run and get where you want to be at the end of the day. So it's exciting to see it. Just this is one of the teams that you have to continue to extrapolate who's going to play where and when, and that's really the only thing that people are going to complain about. It's like, why haven't I seen Caraway? Why haven't I seen Pearson? It's like, you'll see them.
Yeah.
Because that's what they signed up for. Why haven't I seen Dardar? Like, they'll get opportunities in the spots that they're going to be successful in. That's why we talked about, like, he talked about the biggest impact player. I think it's Jake Brown.
Yeah.
Because he talked about the at-bats and him only having...
He's a spot guy.
Right. Like, he missed, like, essentially 24 games.
Yeah.
Of at-bats. That was for a reason. And so him to make that turn for an everyday player is going to be paramount for what LSU wants to do because you want to keep Jake Brown in the lineup every day.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I love that when he talked about Zach York, he said a leadoff hitter in a big man's body. Because we talked about it the other day, and I started really looking at some of the numbers and thinking about it as the days went on baseball-wise when we talk about leadoff hitters. And he is a textbook leadoff guy. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't look it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the athleticism you would want with leadoff guy where he gets on. Maybe he can be fast on the bases, right? But numbers-wise, he's a leadoff hitter. Mm-hmm. He either walks or he goes yard.
And
he gets on base. Yeah, it is impressive. It really is.
Somebody said that in the chat. Schwarber.
They did. Yeah. No, I mean that's a great comparison.
And Schwarber got. I mean, this version of Schwarber he cut himself in half.
Right.
But Cub Schwarber he played the same way. It was a lot of like plus power, and then his ability to draw walks and kind of have competitive at bats. Is like, well, maybe we'll just put him at the top of the lineup because you're doing what leadoff hitters do.
Yeah.
Just looks a little different. Which I'm all for.
It'll be interesting.
I definitely could see it happening.
I want to see him sprint.
You won't.
You won't. He gets walked or he jogs. That's who he is.
We saw him go for a steal.
He did.
It
was closer than he thought.
Mm-hmm.
Caught him off guard.
That's where I think like the casual LSU baseball fan who maybe doesn't keep up with it as much as us is going to see that guy and think, oh, Jared Jones.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a lot
Homer
of swing and miss
strikeout
there. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts there, and that's not the case at all. And I think even more so the entire lineup, not even just Zach York. I think you're going to see that kind of come through the entire lineup. There's not going to be as much swing and miss as there was last year, and they're not going to have – I don't want to be disrespectful to Michael Braswell, but you're not going to have a hole in the lineup right there. Like you're going to have – if Cade Arambidi can lock down the catcher position and you don't have to put somebody back there for defensive purposes, you'll be able to absolutely rake 1 through 9.
I love Arambidi's bat.
Yeah. That swing.
I love what he does at the plate. Behind the plate, like you mentioned, Lloyd, a little bit of scares from last year, but if he gets that going, there's definitely not really many holes in the lineup.
If they DH'd him the entire season, because it's hard to hit and play catcher every single day, if they DH'd him for the entire season, I think he could have the potential to have a better hitting season than Curiel.
Yeah.
Because he's got the potential. Like, people talk about, like, well, you lose the power from Jared Jones. You really don't. Like, Cade Arambidi can hit 25 home runs.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to do it because it's hard to play catcher and hit.
Yeah, but that swing speaks it.
Absolutely. I mean, he hit 310, 320 as a freshman last year, playing, spot duty, mop-up duty for Poppy last year.
I think it's an interesting because honestly, when you really sit back and you think about Poppy, I mean, we were spoiled by Luis. I mean, for him to be able to perform offensively the way he did, but just the fact that he was Iron Man and went out there and caught every single game, essentially. Like there, obviously during the weekends, kind of Aaron Beatty became Ianson's guy and would catch on a Saturday. But like you go look at regional weekend,
regional through Omaha,
he caught every single game. I mean, he was Iron Man, right?
And he would take pitches off of foul balls and be like, "Oh God!"
Right?
And he would just shake it off.
And then he would get hit in the knee every 4 at bats, every time. And he contorts his body, and I'm like, "Oh, Poppy, please get up, man."
He's Iron Man. We were spoiled.
Yeah, we were.
And so now I think catcher's an interesting position to really look at because. We were spoiled with Poppy. I mean, him going out there performing the way he did defensively.
2 home runs against Little Rock.
And then
biggest game of the season.
And still delivering, offensively. And so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like for sure because you do have you have so many pieces, man. And when he started talking about 2027, I really got fired up because, when you think of that bullpen and the arms going from – I mean, we're expecting the guys for LSU this year – are all sophomores. with another year in the program,
Let's just enjoy this year, man. Like, we're fucking loaded. Like, we don't need to talk about 2027 yet.
I'm fired up about what the arms can be because, I mean, we didn't even talk about Zach Cowan, right? And some with Jaden Newt. I mean, I don't even think we've brought his name up once, and he's returning to pitch again.
I watched his highlights last night. Well, like in a game, but he looked good, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like down the stretch of the season last year, he was one of the – remember we talked about 8. You want to have 8 arms that you can trust. He was one of those 8 at that point down the stretch of the season last year that you could trust.
And give Cowan, like you said, Newt. I mean, Gavin Guidry is back.
Yeah.
The chance to win 3 rings.
That'd be crazy.
Hey, so does DJ Primo.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Dwayne.
But and DJ pitched a little bit. Like, it's not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like
there's a role for you.
He's not along for the ride. But, no, it's going to be exciting. Ready to get out in the Alec box.
Just don't walk anybody and you'll get to play.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Base and you get
because they're all throwing 100.
Right.
Speaking of, how about Cam Johnson?
Yeah,
Friday night guy.
How about Cam Johnson?
I'll believe it when I see it.
That was one of the craziest, because I tell you what, going into his freshman year, what was it, 24?
Yeah.
All the expectations from what you saw high school, and then just the monster of a human being that he was on the mound, you were like, I mean, foaming at the mouth, ready to watch him pitch, and then it just never clicked. And then even last year at Oklahoma, for the LSU fans that were hate watching, right, when players leave, it still didn't click. And now, I mean, I guess they've seen enough that he's going to be the guy.
Well, you can't quit talent.
No, and he's always had that.
Right.
It was, can you hone in this monster?
He lacks confidence.
And if he remains that Friday guy, they play Oklahoma at the box on a Thursday, and that game will be on ESPNU. It'll be one of their lone big time ESPN.
There you go.
That's not ESPN Plus. So that'll be fun.
They did come out with the ESPN schedule.
Yeah.
Yes.
And most of them are all on SEC Network Plus, and it's kind of stupid, but you got a few on ESPNU, a few on ESPN.
It was honestly kind of light on LSU, I thought. Like, I think the LSU Mississippi State series, which is going to be massive.
Right.
They only had like one game televised, which I was like, that's great. That's going to be one of the biggest series of the season.
Most of the series is just one game.
And then there's 2 of LSU at Vandy, which I don't really like. That doesn't seem as big.
I guess it's just those are the brands, you know.
I guess, but
that would be. I mean, that's my only assumption on why.
LSU, Tennessee, SEC Network, ESPN2.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's a big one. Everyone's going to watch
speaking
that,
of brands.
For sure.
SEC Network's fine. It's when you go SEC Network Plus that
right.
makes me upset.
Texas A&M and LSU on ESPN. Like, Texas A&M, LSU, SEC Network, ESPN2. Like, they're on TV for at least the conference a lot more than
they are. It just, some of it was weird. Like, to only have one of the Mississippi State games felt weird to me, because that feels like maybe the biggest series you're going to play. Like, in Starkville, they've got, their new coach, Oak. Like, that's going to be a massive series. They're going to break attendance records in Starkville.
But they're trying to, because there is so much good baseball in the SEC. They're trying to grab one from every.
Right. Of course.
Because it's not, can't do like a standalone in terms of college game day for baseball. Like, we're going to cover the three game set.
Right.
That's reserved for regional, super regional, but. They do, like, to be able to just get on TV for one game is, I think, pretty, for what they're trying to do and how they're trying to cover it. And hopefully they need to do the squeeze play during the season.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like, there's no reason
it's the best.
There's no reason to not do that for the SEC when conference starts.
Yeah.
And just have 6 games on.
Mm-hmm. Right. The amount of eyes that are going to be on it.
Yeah.
You can't sell advertising for that?
No, there's commercial-free baseball.
I know, but I'm saying, like, you just pop logos up on the screen.
Oh, yeah. This game brought to you by FanDuel.
That's what...
There you go, shout out.
That's what Red Zone does.
Yeah, I mean,
you just move one in, move one out.
Sell the advertising, and you're balling.
And there's people that at ESPN that want to do it. Like, you can see if it's not ESPN, it's SEC Network.
Yeah,
like we'll just do all of the SEC and do squeeze play for this, which I think people would love.
Yeah.
But until then, we do have a certain way to watch. Don't forget.
Podna, baby.
That's right.
Yeah,
I got ESPN Plus.
There you go.
I deleted DoorDash Dash Pass so I could watch LSU baseball
year
round.
We'll log it in on the television up here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
We'll log it in on the big TV up there.
Yes.
Fuck you will. Y'all better start paying for y'all ESPN Plus. What the fuck you think this is?
You want to get ESPN Unlimited?
I think I have it. Whatever the top one is, I have it.
I think it came out with a new one.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think I upgraded yet.
So we got to upgrade.
I did hear about that. Stop saying we, man. This is my. Stop
this
saying we, man. This is my account. No. Absolutely not.
This is just one big family here.
That's right.
I do want to talk about.
You can have my Maxim subscription. You don't
can
know
talk.
what that is.
Hey, we can talk.
I do want to talk about this a little bit before we close it out this morning. Back to college football. The new calendar that they dropped.
So bad.
They put out the calendar for what the postseason is going to look like moving forward. For 26-27, you've got your quarterfinals on Wednesday the 30th and Friday the 1st of December and January. And then the semifinals will be on the 14th and 15th, which would then leave the national championship game to be played on, like, what, the 25th is what it is. Like, it's a whole week later than it was. I mean, we were all talking about how the schedule was screwed up. It was taking too long. And then for the next 2 seasons, they've now extended the schedule farther down the line for college football, which just really shows it doesn't matter what you say or how you feel about it. If you're going to still turn it on, they're just going to do whatever they want. I mean, that's ultimately what it is. There is no say-so as long as the cheddar keeps coming through.
What is the advantage to doing it this way?
I think they were avoiding the NFL. One of the day. I'm not sure which one it was. I think instead of doing it, it's like not New Year's Eve anymore or something. I think there's NFL games like that day, so they wanted to do it like one day before the NFL.
And Lane said somehow the calendar got even worse. Kids play until January 25th and have a month between the games. I mean, you see it there where you have a quarterfinal game on the 30th, and then if you make it to the national championship game, that'll be on the 25th. right?
Yeah.
So there's a month between with one game played, which is just crazy to me. Like you're gonna spend a month, a break between a quarterfinal and a championship, and there's just one game in that month span.
It's so weird. It's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
Someone tweeted the midpoint of the season from the day college football starts to the national championship. The absolute midpoint calendar-wise is week 11,
which
makes
is
insane.
0 sense.
Yeah,
there it is, right there.
Great
November
call.
14th is the halfway point of the season.
That's
post. That is post Alabama for LSU.
Yeah.
And when you think about it from LSU's perspective, Alabama is always the final kind of segment of the year, right? Usually it's always the first or second Saturday in November. It's usually when
it's
the
game
time,
9.
It's always when the time changes. It was the funniest thing to me.
Yeah,
I've always
sure.
realized you play Alabama on Saturday night, Sunday morning you wake up and the time changes. But yeah, it's always week 9. And so week 11 is the second to last week of the season? You play 12 games, basically. You play 12 games. So, I mean, technically it would be maybe the second or third. I mean, it's the end of the year.
It's insane.
Who does LSU play week 11 this year?
I don't know
Who would they play on November 14th?
I would assume it's
Texas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you've got 2 games after that. And that's the midway point of the calendar. It's just so stupid.
They're so dumb.
Like, it literally makes no sense. I can't wrap my head around it.
The quarterfinals, they have a game on December 30th.
Right.
Then they skip December 31st and have more games on January 1st.
The rest of them on the 1st.
Look how fucking stupid that is. What are we doing?
It is
like
so stupid.
I get you want to avoid the NFL, but that's just dumb. And then you're waiting 2 more weeks to have the
you know how to
semifinal
avoid
games.
the NFL is if the national championship game was just played on January 1st. If you just made the season fit in that window where right there on that Friday, that's your natty.
I just don't
Or
understand
even
why
the next Monday.
Yeah, like why is there such long of a break? Like that's what I don't get. Like why are you making kids play? Like Lane said, why are you making kids play until the 25th anyways? And then why would you have such a long break in between those games? Like just
because I saw in college basketball, men's and women's, the transfer portal now opens up the day after the national championship is played.
Perfect.
So your season goes, you play the championship, and then the next day portal opens.
Yeah.
I would assume with this schedule, the portal is open in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, like that
right?
first week of January,
Yeah,
right after
the
quarterfinals.
After the quarterfinals, the portal opens, and it's just, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't think it ever will. Because
it'll
just
open and close before the season's over.
Yeah.
Which
also happened this year.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, but that's the thing is, where my mindset was okay, we witnessed what was wrong with it this year, now make the adjustment, and they didn't. They made it worse.
I actually thought that, like, the whole Lane Kiffin situation, and I thought as a whole it was bad for college football. I'm not blaming Lane Kiffin. I'm not blaming LSU because the people that messed this up are the people who are in charge of college football. I actually thought the situation was handled so badly and went so wrong for college football, maybe they would change it.
Right.
Because, like, that's kind of when you see change.
Right.
Is like when something fucks up so bad.
On
like,
a national scale.
Yeah, like when the Saints missed the PI call.
Right.
What did they fucking
changed
had
rules.
for 1 year.
Right.
They were like, you can challenge Pastor.
Yeah.
Like, that is kind of what I thought would happen, and they just make it worse. Like, and the playoff's still a mess. The portal's still a mess. Like, it's just so dumb. And I think I am the problem because I'm not going to stop watching.
Yeah. Right? No, that's what
You literally said it. Like,
the problem.
I'm not going to turn the TV off. I'm going to continue to watch every single fucking game. I'm going to continue to bet on every single fucking game.
Yeah,
they're not going to change.
They're going to keep
They
making
know
their
I'm not
money.
going to turn the TV off.
And I'll complain about it.
Yeah.
And I'll complain about it until it comes on. Like, see that game last night?
And you know what? I kind of like complaining about it.
Yeah.
If they changed it and made it good, I'd kind of be like, well, damn, like, this isn't fun.
This is boring.
This is fucking stupid.
I need a break.
Yeah.
Like,
what is this?
they don't care how we feel because we're still going to turn it on and watch. And when we turn it on and watch, money. It just rolls through. And that's literally it's the conversation around like these New Orleans professional franchises, right? Mm-hmm. They're not going to make any major change until what? The check stops cashing. The Saints and the Pelicans both are not very good organizations or franchises, right? a lot hinges on Tyler Shuck for the Saints. If it wasn't for him, I think the conversation around this program the franchise would be a whole lot different. The Pelicans are a joke, a laughingstock. The Grizzlies just turned Jaren Jackson Jr. into 4 young players and 4 first-round picks, and the Pelicans just keep sticking with the same team and not making moves. But until the tickets stop selling, the merch stops selling, or you stop turning the TV on, they're never going to change. And college football is the same way. They're not going to change what makes them more money until it stops making them more money.
Yeah, and Josh Pate did a great segment on it the other day about the playoff and how the reason they didn't expand to 16 this year was because the Big Ten and the SEC had a standoff. The SEC wanted to go to 16. The Big Ten wanted to go to 24.
Wow.
And the Big Ten actually being so fucking stupid to suggest that we should go to 24 was actually a good thing because it created this standoff to where they couldn't expand to 16 and they had to stay at 12. And like, it's just an insane world we live in. I could talk about the playoff for hours, but it's so messed up, and
I agree.
They're not going to fix it.
I agree. They're not, because we're going to keep watching. That's the thing. We're going to keep watching. We're going to keep talking about it.
And even if they do something like
I knew somebody was going to
I thought the same
step
thing.
in it.
I honestly, as soon as I said it, I thought something was going to happen.
Yeah.
But even if you do something like, you're still going to complain about something.
Of course.
There's still going to be
always going to
something
be
wrong.
problems.
Right.
There's always going to be a issue. And that's what you've learned. I mean, they thought they made a real step forward turning it into one portal window. But I mean, you're still complaining about the schedule, right? Because I mean, that was the first complaint was like, well, now it's ruining spring games and it throws everything off because you can do this and then you can get to a team and you can be in the portal and all these things. And so they fixed that. But the schedule is still cooked.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're taking one step forward and then 2 steps back.
Right. It's just that there will never not be a problem.
It feels like they don't know what they're doing.
I think they know what they're doing. They just don't care about the integrity of the sport or the college football fan who loves nothing more than college football. They want money. And that's fine. I understand that. But at a certain point, you have to protect what is traditional and what is amazing about this sport. And I think expanding the playoff even more so ruins the sport a little bit because college football has always been about the regular season. You can argue, you can say whatever you want. It's never been about the postseason in college football. It's always been about the regular season, ranked matchups, rivalries, upsets, all of that stuff. And to take that out of it by expanding the playoff, making the regular season mean less. You had Ohio State get upset by Michigan in the greatest rivalry in all of sports, not just in college sports, and it meant nothing because Ohio State still made the playoff and they still won the national championship. That sickens me as a college football fan. It does. Because when Michigan upsets Ohio State, it should fucking mean something.
It should matter. Yeah.
And it doesn't anymore, and it sucks. We talked about it the other day. That Notre Dame-Miami game on the schedule for next year. It means nothing. And that game should mean everything. Yeah. That game should be beautiful. And it's just not. And they're just ruining my favorite sport and sucks.
and so I'll ask you, in your opinion, what was the best version of this, right? Was it when they just played bowl games and they chose a champion? Was it the computer with the AP poll and playing a championship there? Or is it 14 playoff, 12 team? Because we've been alive for all these different versions.
Right. So I would say the best version that they've had so far, I think, was the 4. But I don't think that is the best version that could possibly happen because, in my opinion, in the playoff, you need to find the right system that fits 2 criteria. It doesn't make the regular season insignificant, but also it allows the teams that deserve to play for a championship play for a championship. The problem with the 4 team was you had years where you left teams out that deserved to play for a championship. Yeah. 2023 was the biggest one.
Florida State.
Florida State was 13-0. Georgia was 12-1, only lost to the SEC champion. And Ohio State was also 11-1 and only lost to Michigan. Now, every year's different. Some years you only have 2 teams that deserve to play for a championship. There's no perfect system that's going to get it right every single year. The 12 team, though, you're putting in too many teams. There's never been a year in college football where there's 12 teams who deserve to play for a championship, let alone the group of 5 shit.
Right.
But in my opinion, if I was the commissioner of college football, I think an 8-team would be the perfect system, because I think 8 is the right amount of teams that actually could compete for a national championship. And look, some years there's maybe only 3 and you're going to put in 5 teams who don't deserve it. And that is what it is. Like, that's every season is going to be different. But it also doesn't, decentivize you from playing in the regular season. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's how I would do it. And I don't know. I don't like the 16 team. They're going to go to it eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to continue to grow it.
100%.
Because we're going to continue to watch it, and they're going to continue to make money off of it.
Yeah.
And the more games that get played, the more money they make.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people think when I'm against the 16-team playoff that they think I'm saying the 16-team playoff would suck to watch. That's not true at all.
No, not at all.
Like, that actual first weekend of watching 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15 would be incredible. Yeah. It would be an awesome weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to make all of those regular season weekends mean less in order to get there.
Yeah.
That's my whole point with this.
I get that. Because, I mean, you have seen it's been this cycle, right? That's just it's this process where it went from you can't lose one game. Like, it was literally there was a point in the BCS era where if you lose one game, it can knock you out of the opportunity to play for a national championship.
Right.
Like, if Oklahoma State doesn't lose that game, Alabama's a 1-loss best team in the country that doesn't get to play for a national championship. Right? Now, I wish that would have happened, but then it turned into, okay, well, now you can't lose 2 games, right? When you got to the 4 team, it was like you could go 11-1, but if you lose 2 games, you're kind of out.
Right.
And then now it turned into 2 losses, so you can be 10-2 and get in a 12 team. Well, now with the SEC schedule changing, it's because I would be hard pressed to believe 3 losses in the SEC if you're LSU and you lose to Texas, Alabama, and Texas A&M, and all 3 of those teams are the top end of the SEC. There's going to be a lot of conversations around, does that 3-loss team deserve to get in? I mean, there are going to be it depends on what else happens around it, but you're going to be holding a harder schedule against a team with 3 losses. It's just going to continue to go down that slope where if it gets to 16 or 24, 4-loss teams get in. You can be 8-4 and sneak in, right?
And it's just going to turn into the NFL.
Yeah, and right? I ultimately think, and I also agree on the Group of 5 thing. I am so sick and tired of watching Group of 5 teams play.
Look, if they have a team that goes 13-0 and deserves a chance, like Cincinnati, that one year they went 13-0. That was a great football team.
Right.
Luke Fickell did a great job with that team. Let them play. That's fine. They don't need an automatic bid.
Right.
I don't need you to give.
Boise State getting in the first 12 team, I was not mad about.
Fine.
James Madison and Tulane this year,
shot.
Neither of them should have been in.
Yeah, no shot.
Neither of those teams had a chance to compete on that level. And you could have put in Notre Dame, BYU, Texas, Vanderbilt. Any of those teams would have given you a better chance. But I do think this season played into the hands of college football where, what were the 2 teams ranked that were in the Natty? 1
and 10.
And 10. You know what I mean? It plays right into their hand where it's like, well, the 12-team playoff, the number 10 team got in, and they made a run at the national championship, Right. And so it's going to be very, very interesting to watch how it continues to trickle down. Yeah. Because I don't know how you make it better. Because at the same time, I'm not, like Wyatt said, I'm not that upset that I'm watching more football. I would prefer it not be Group of 5 teams versus, I don't want to watch Oregon versus JMU. I didn't even turn that game on, But, every other game, I watched. You know what I mean? I turned on literally every other game and sat and watched it, and I'll never complain about more football. But I do agree with your point of meaningless football in the regular season. Because that's what we're raised on, right? We're this game on November 4th, LSU versus Alabama in 2011. This is whoever wins this is in the national championship.
Yeah, it's a sense of urgency
that doesn't happen anymore.
That you're missing now. You grew up watching LSU saying going into every single week is a must-win.
Yeah.
And you don't have that anymore. It's the NFL where it's like, if you drop a game, like, it's okay. And I literally will argue with people in the Twitter comments who say, like, oh, you don't think teams should be allowed to lose games? No. Why would you want teams to lose games?
Right.
Like, I want the best teams playing for this. I don't want you to have to say, like, oh, we had an off week. No, like, every week is a must-win.
Yeah.
You can't lose this week because you may not be in contention for a national championship now. And look, if that's what you want teams to be able to take off weeks and have bad games and lose to teams they shouldn't and still be able to compete for a championship, fine. That's not what I want for college football.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we were raised in a time where literally it was must-win every single week. And now, when we look at the schedule, we go, well, there could be a lot of pressure on that LSU-Alabama game if both of them have 2 losses going into it.
Right.
You know, like you have to drop games for them to become must-wins. But
now the schedule has become, at least the SEC has separated itself in terms of regular season competition.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
The SEC is the one benefiting from this the most, of going down the line of you have to have, like, being allowed another loss when you have 9 conference games. It's like you do benefit from it because you're playing harder competition, but the rules for these should not be the rules for
everybody. Right.
Like, Indiana can't lose 3 games and get
you
in.
You should lose 1 game in the Big Ten and make it in.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is the Big Ten, with your strength of schedule, you can get 1 loss. SEC, you can get 3 losses. There's just not a balance in all of it.
And then Notre Dame gets in automatically.
Right.
It's just been
No, you're good. But what I was going to say about the Big Ten, that's another problem with college football. I don't think you can uniformly say if you have more than 1 loss in the Big Ten, you're out, because that's another problem with college football. You've got 18 fucking teams in the Big Ten. So all these teams are playing Big Ten schedules, but they're all different. Like 2 years ago, Ohio State played 3 of the top 4 teams in the Big Ten. The 4th team was themselves. Indiana played 1 of the top 4 teams.
And lost.
So you've got scheduling inequalities, of course, from the SEC to the ACC to the Mountain West. But now you've got so many teams in these conferences, you've got scheduling inequalities within a conference.
Right.
Texas, their first year in the SEC, played nobody.
Yeah.
And LSU, or I don't think it was LSU, but somebody played like everybody. Played a really
Georgia.
tough schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Georgia. Like, that shouldn't happen. That's another problem. Like, there's so much wrong with it right now.
I saw an account Colin Wilson put out. He ranked the toughest SEC conference schedules for football.
I did see this.
In 2026. And we've talked a lot about LSU's schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
How tough that he's got LSU ranked 14 out of 16 on toughest schedules. And LSU's got and now I think a reason it's not as tough is because a lot your big games you're playing them at home, right? You've got Texas, you've got Alabama, you've got A&M all at home.
If you're a good team, your schedule should be lighter because you can't play yourself.
Yes.
If you're a bad team, there's more good teams just
But then, like
Arkansas.
you see Texas right there, like
everybody's better than you that you're going to play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's tough.
Yeah,
because you're not good. But like Texas, they are ranked what on the 6th Texas football schedule.
Well, and what you're looking at here is this is just conference.
Yeah, just SEC wise.
So you're not throwing in the fact that we have to open up with Clemson, a Power 4 team.
Shout out to Jason Armstrong, just shot me a text. Tommy White, he went and did his research the second we got off the call. Tommy White led off 7 times in 24. Jared Jones led off 5 times in his career. He said, "We want Zach in the 1 hole."
Yeah.
Yeah,
there it is.
Happen.
We're going to start pushing the narrative. Get Zach York as your leadoff hitter. Texas plays in conference because they do play Ohio State out of conference. They play at Tennessee. They play Oklahoma. They play Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, LSU, Arkansas, A&M. But they play at LSU, at A&M, at Tennessee. That's a tough road slate. That's a tough road slate.
And it looks like Joey Aguilar is going back to.
It does look like he's going to
Tennessee.
So, also, think we should hear something on
Trinidad
soon as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
mean, he'll be back.
I would agree. Yeah. I would be hard pressed to think that
another problem with college football.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. And then college basketball as well.
Yeah.
Charles Bediako.
This is the hardest schedule.
Razorbacks. Let's see. So they got Georgia at home, at A&M, Tennessee at home, at Vandy, Missouri, at Auburn, South Carolina. At Texas, that's a tough slate.
I would say that is a hard schedule for Arkansas.
I mean, that would be
LSU.
To go at Utah in week 2 as well. I know it's not conference.
Yeah.
but that's a
I mean,
tough game,
if
too.
I'm okay, I'll replace Razorback with Crimson Tide. You're playing Georgia at A&M, Tennessee,
at Auburn,
at Texas, and LSU.
Yeah,
that's a tough slate.
That's brutal.
That is. I mean, that's a tough strat. I mean, because think about. Let's go. Who would be playoff type teams? Georgia, A&M, Tennessee, Texas, LSU, and then on the cusp would be like Auburn and Vandy. I mean,
It's 4 of my top 10 from my way.
It is. That's true. Wow.
So, yeah, I look at.
They could have done better on this graphic, though.
That's
Yeah,
I
really
was
shitty
thinking
graphic.
the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
the graphic is not. Very
I didn't even
good.
notice the logos until just now.
They don't got the
What
LSU.
logos? Oh, they do. What? Oh my god! I didn't even see it until you said that.
Yeah, it's ugly.
This is not a good graphic.
No, not at all.
Come on, Hogs. We can do better than this.
Man,
No, can they?
it's that Walmart branding.
It is. Yeah. I like put it on a white background. Just really throws it off.
Well, they didn't have. I guess they ran out of colors.
I guess. They
You
wanted it
could
to be
black and then, but you want to use your main 2 colors.
right. I mean, it should.
You got to get a little bit more creative.
It should be red with white lettering,
I feel like
not
it's
white
just-
with red lettering.
Why the fuck does it say Razorback football schedule in 85 fonts? Like, well, how about we make the schedule a little bit bigger? Like, what? The Razorback football schedule takes up half the graphic.
This is perfect for a magnet.
That's true. It is.
Yeah.
That's great. It is great for a magnet. It is great for a magnet. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this what's today? Wednesday morning. We're gonna close it out here. Go 13 for 13. I'm gonna go home, get dressed up real nice for Lane, and get out to that press conference at 2 p.m. Because I don't know if for the first press conference you gotta go dress a little bit nicer. I would assume, right?
They're on the
No suits like last time though.
They're on the loose fit hoodie.
Yeah.
Which kind of cosplay as Lane.
I should dress up as Lane for the press conference.
Just,
Little visor.
A visor would be aggressive.
Clipboard.
The headset would be awesome.
Throw it.
That's my question.
Yeah. Here's my question, Coach.
But I bet you do see some loose fitting.
Dress up.
No, the loose.
Oh, the loose hoodies?
Yeah, they're just copy of swag.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Coast, Cruise, Waltz, Breeze.
Suggs, Bane,
Oh, yeah.
Bankero, and
Black.
Black. These are Magic players.
Propose, no. Oh, wait, yeah. Propose, counter, reject, accept.
Yeah, offers.
It's trade deadline stuff.
Yep.
Waltz, could it be Big Tim?
Let's see.
It's Waltz,
A
Coast,
court, a
Breeze,
course.
Cruise.
Want to say that again?
Waltz, Coast, Breeze, Cruise.
Easy.
Bang. Bang.
Fronton.
Bang.
What is a Fronton?
P-Dub, Poji made me money last night. He's a good man.
I am a good man.
I love the way they spell your name in here. It's
It's
awesome.
pretty good. Yeah, it changes every time. Actually, that's the best one.
Poji, Pauji, Pooji,
It's
Poji,
a wall ball.
Poji.
Wall. A fronton.
A Fronton? Really?
Yeah. Ah.
That's not. I would have never guessed
Oh,
that.
yeah, I had no
don't even
idea.
think that was like a professional sport.
I had no clue. Zero clue. Gage said the printer ink was low.
I mean, it's
on
something.
Arkansas schedule.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Somebody said make a great mouse pad.
Make it your
Oh, a
own.
lot of creative minds in our chat.
Yeah, a lot
them.
of them.
This is
it's Alfred.
it's Michael Caine.
It's Michael Caine and it's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Yeah, there you go.
Master Wayne.
My name is Michael Caine.
Any bad take that Poji has, he will be called Pooji. W.
Love that.
Thanks, Andrew.
While he never attempted a pass during the season playoffs, Jim Sorgi was the backup QB for what 2000 Super Bowl winner? He never attempted a pass during the season or the playoffs. Means they played a lot of tight-knit games.
Yes.
Didn't blow anybody out.
So who won the Super Bowl? The Buccaneers
The Super Bowls
won
in
one.
2000.
The
I wish this said Rohan Davey.
That's
I could
true.
tell you who that. Well, who's the backup for?
The Steelers won 2. The Patriots won 3. The Colts won 1. The Saints won 1.
It's
I don't hate-
It's not the Saints. It's not the
Saints.
Patriots.
I don't hate the Colts.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a Colts name to me.
It doesn't, but they were definitely in that conversation.
Because I liked the Colts back then when I was young, and I feel like I remember who the backup was. It wasn't him.
Wouldn't be.
I think it is.
I guess it could be a third string.
It's not the Steelers.
No, I think it. I feel like I remember seeing the jersey
For the
Like,
Colts?
Yeah.
Okay. Send it.
Chat check.
If anyone would
Send
know,
it.
it'd be
Yeah,
you.
chat. What's the chat?
What's the
guy?
chat say?
Colts.
Colts. P-Dub says Google says Colts.
Like I said the
Nice.
whole time.
Hey. It's not the point of the game.
Like I said the whole time, the Colts.
Yeah.
NBA, during the 2008 draft, the Grizzlies and Timberwolves swapped the number 3 and 5 picks in a deal that involved this USC player going 3rd and UCLA's Kevin Love going 5th.
OJ Mayo.
It was OJ Mayo. Orange juice mayonnaise, baby, legend.
He has one of the best high school mixtapes of all
He
time.
was going to be the next great one.
Yep.
Introduced.
The Phillies, Flyers.
Yep, Flyers.
Gritty. Was actually introduced in 2019 by Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
If you ask me.
Gritty became immediately a menace.
Immediately?
He would do the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what
And then he had the
that's
eyes.
what the Philadelphia Phillies guy does too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
They're like Ken. Gandhi.
It's got to be India.
I think it. I mean, it is right or Italy.
Her name is India Gandhi. Like, bang.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know why you laughed at my answer. Like,
I didn't.
I thought it was a porn star.
Oh.
This brand is known for sparkling fruit beverages, seltzers, spring water, and its mascot is a
white
white
furry
furred variety of bear.
Polar.
Yeah, has to be right.
Yeah, there you go. First appearing in 2008, Stefan was a recurring character on Saturday Night Live. This is Bill Hader, right?
Yes.
He was like the
Stefan.
Like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's New York's hottest new nightclub. What's spicy?
Just a little fat boy.
Bill Hader's hilarious.
Green
The
Book.
movie was nominated for the Best Picture in the 2019 Oscars.
No idea.
When
Marvel
was
movie
that
in
Endgame?
2019. Yeah.
I do think it
I
was
mean,
Endgame.
the Oscars are early in the year, so this would be Infinity War, I would assume.
But Infinity War was like 2 years before, wasn't it? It didn't come out like 2018, 2019.
I just think
right?
that Endgame would be the only one nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture.
I would think so too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember maybe it would be Endgame. I'm just trying to remember when it came
Green
out.
Book is great. Oh, Black Panther, they say.
That was a very good movie. Okay, I'll trust Johnny.
From the grave.
That's right. That's probably why. Nice.
This Asian American hip hop EDM group has 2010 hits like a G6, and I know
This is it's Far East Movement.
Far East Movement, yes.
I love that song.
Because I'm so
Nice.
fly, like a G6. Like a G6. Like a G6. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this Wednesday morning. We will be back tomorrow morning, 8 to 10 a.m., where we will recap Lane Kiffin's first press conference since being introduced as the LSU football
And we'll
head coach.
cut it up and play it again.
Yeah, we will.
And again.
And we'll preview LSU baseball and definitely LSU women's basketball.
And
Big
Seth
matchup.
Dardar is going to be here.
He will. Seth Dardar will be in studio tomorrow morning.
Most
How about that?
anticipated athletic connections
It is.
ever.
The Athletic Connections never seen anything like this.
Revenge game for Dardar.
We'll also go live tomorrow night. LSU women's basketball versus Texas. Number 4 versus number 5.
What time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
But tomorrow's show, Lane Kiffin press conference recap, Seth Dardar live in studio, and we'll preview LSU women's basketball top 5 matchup. We'll see you then, 8 to 10.
I'm bringing my easy bake oven for the breast
Fly like a G6.
Adderall day.